Electric blanket, check. Mountain Dew, check. It's time for the weekly flags recap. Dun, da, da, da. And today I'm going to try to recap just about every flag that happened in the whole month of December. Now, I'm going to fail. There's so many flags have happened, and so many have fallen through the cracks, and my aggregators are only so good, but I'm going to try to reconstruct the entire month of December for you guys. So a little bit of meta-analysis. The Great Debate community, once again, leading the pack. The professional wrestling community was pretty silent for the entire month. And the commentary community is heating up with their flagging wars again. And I've created a new community subset. I'm going to call this the RadFemRA community. It's RadFems plus the MRA community. It's like a portmanteau that I've come up with myself, so that we can describe what happens when they flag each other. So, to start, I'm going to say that the Flag of the Week award, which I'm not going to go and give like a Flag of the Week for every week that I missed this past month. I'm just going to do one, and I'm going to give it to a YouTuber that goes by the name of Kelvington. And basically, I've been subscribed to him for a very long time. He does what he considers to be Doctor Who parody, but really to me it amounts to Doctor Who fixing. Like, he basically uses special effects to make Doctor Who scenes even better than they were before. Whether or not this falls under parody, I'm not sure, but he definitely thinks that it does, and he has had multiple takedown notices from the BBC. Now, he made a video where he decided that he is tired of fighting to keep his parodies up, and he no longer has a dream to work for the BBC at all, because they have given him so many copyright notices and takedown notices and flags. So he has decided to hang it up. He doesn't want to do any more YouTube videos, and this is sad. This is we can see a guy who has been beaten down by the system, and I'll give you guys a link to it. This is why I do the flags recap, is to show like what horrors can happen when people get censored so much. You know, you can only fight so much before you just get tired. So yeah, that's, to me, it's the Flag of the Week, because I really liked his work, and he took down a whole bunch of his videos, and he's putting them up on his website, but I really do feel like he has had his spirit drained by the flagging system on YouTube. And you guys, I'm going to warn you before we get too far down here. As soon as I get to the inappropriate category, I'm going to say a lot of fucked up shit, because it's just been a fucked up month, okay? So, yeah. We're going to go on to the Great Debate community. I think that the biggest flagging news in the Great Debate community was ZOMGitsCriss saying that she got DMCA'd for a mirror of a Klingchor video. That would be the YouTube user that had the most subscribers in that community. Link to that. Next we have Ravenwolf versus Happy Jesus 123. Now, Ravenwolf Bruce, he messaged me about this, and he thinks that he got a DMCA, or not DMCA, a flag from Happy Jesus 123 because he said that he was going to bash his head in. And so, you know, he left himself open for the whole bullying flag and whatnot, you know. Don't threaten people with physical violence. It's just not a good thing. Next, we have MrRepzion, who was flagged in a video that he was criticizing Onision in. And then Happy Cabby went ahead and called it dock dropping and said that he was happy that MrRepzion got flagged for that video. And then Happy Cabby made another video where he apologized in a very backhanded manner, and it was a joke. He wasn't really apologizing. Links to all that in the description box. Then we've got TheBrainEnema, who was flagged for a video about MrRepzion. And we've got BeausterSpeaks, who was flagged for a video about MrRepzion. Are you seeing a pattern here? There's like a, you know, little flag hurricane that follows MrRepzion and Undertaker Freak and TheBrainEnema, and, you know, it's been going on for a couple months now. You know, you flagged me, no, you flagged me, no, you flagged me. And all I got to say about it is duck. Do not get caught in that shit. Next, we've got another flag hurricane in a different neck of the woods on YouTube. We've got Thickshades versus Bruce, whose latest channel is YahsRevenge. Could be another one next week if you're watching this a week after I make it, because he loses a lot of channels due to flagging. Then we've got Thickshades complaining about being false flagged on New Year's Day. I've got the video where he says he was flagged, and the original video linked in the description box. Then we've got News TV 2013 Power, which seems to be another Thickshades sock account. He has a couple of them. And that channel was flagged for a response to ZJEmptv. And then we've got GluteusIlluminatus, who was flagged, and he suspects that it was either IronCross or Thickshades. So we've got a whole bunch of videos about that flagging right there. Gluteus getting a lot of good support from the community. Next, we've got a guy that he's pretty much unknown to a lot of you, but he's part of this community. His name is CovenantOfLove, and he was flagged. And if you're an atheist troll and you're looking for someone to pick on, I'm just going to say this guy is low-hanging fruit. You know, you don't get any points, or at least you get half off your points if you troll this guy. Not all there in the head, not the sharpest tool in the shed. So next we've got CehBeach, who was false flagged by Anti-Natalists. And Cases and Materials did a good Joker impersonation trying to explain all of that. Then we've got the Mad Shangi, who had videos about SickMouth and Coughlan flagged, and so he re-uploaded both of them in like a double feature. Then we've got a newcomer to the flagging world. His name is StPatrickDayMassacre, link below. He was flagged. And we've got the Mimica. Of course we've got the Mimica. Every weekly flag recap, we've got to talk about the Mimica. I've got bunches of links for you guys to see about the Mimica being flagged throughout the entire month of December. Yeah. And really, for Glute and for Mimica having so much support in the community. It's a good thing, but I don't know. Maybe they can do something to not get flagged. That would be surprising to me if I could have a weekly recap and not have to talk about certain individuals each and every week when we do this recap. Next, we've got Michael Tackett, who was flagged by Paulbots. And in the beginning of his video, he's talking about interactions between him and ZOMGitsCriss, and then he started talking about how Ron Paul was not going to win in a video, and then that video was taken down after the election was over, you know, so yeah, Ron Paul was not going to win the election anyway, and you know, flagging down that video wasn't going to change anyone's mind because everyone already decided. So whoever flagged that, you're an idiot. Next, we've got Xenomorph 911 WTC. And I did call CovenantOfLove low-hanging fruit, but seriously, please don't go flagging or trolling a guy who thinks that the 9/11 attacks were orchestrated by aliens. I mean, you can do better than that. You find somebody else to argue with, please. Next, we've got, the only reason I know about this is because of a Scented Nectar video, but a guy named kinghellmetal lost a channel recently, and there's a link to the Scented Nectar video where I learned that. Then we've got Rob Lester, another staple for the flags recap of the week. I'm going to give you like 3 links to different things where he was DMCA'd by a woman named Ashayana, because he's doing a lot of good work debunking some of these cults, and the cults don't appreciate it. You know, I've explained this in other weekly flag recaps. And last but not least, BionicDance had to chime in and made a video about how to combat false flagging, and I'm just going to leave that at the bottom of the list for the great debate community. Next, we have the commentary community, and in case you're wondering why we just call this the commentary community, this is a group of people who actually do interact with each other a lot, and they either do movie reviews or they review other YouTubers' videos. Not unlike Ponage, they do like to interject themselves into their videos or talk over them like Mystery Science Theater 3000, but they are distinct in that they are not really centered around something like talking about religion or racism or sexism or any other ism. If there's any thing that ties them together, it's that most of them have a video on their channel where they are reviewing a movie or some other TV show. So anyways, we've got a bunch of people who were flagged in that community. Poe 8100, we've got Youngblood Fantasy 91, also Youngblood Fantasy, also a couple of other channel names for that guy. Jaybury 1970, Acroloth 2150, got flagged a few times. I'm only giving you one link. Tech Phantom Reviewer and Fake Account 7266. And if you're going to watch any of those videos, I'd watch the Fake Account 7266 video for the drama Good Energy. Next, on to the brand new for the weekly flag recap. We've got the Rad FemRA community. We're going to start with Bill, the True Forced Loneliness guy. Yeah, Every time I watch one of his videos, I bust up laughing. It's just ridiculous. Next, we've got a guy named Validation Warfare. I'm only giving you one link, but he did come up in my aggregator a couple of times for a couple of videos that he was re-uploading because of flagging. And Validation Warfare's intro in the video that I'm giving you kind of describes something that, like, on its face, I could be on board with what he's saying about how the psychology of validation of your own movement can have these two movements pitted against each other because they're both trying to validate themselves, which invalidates the other. But he does kind of get, off the deep end. Next, we've got J2G Production, J2J Productions, sorry. And I recommend that video because it's just funny. Like, dude, why don't you just stand up? Why don't you just stand up? They're trying. It's a funny video. Then we've got MTG Sound Designs, who was he was flagged for booty shaker videos. Then we've got the last one is MRA Vlogs, and don't click on it. Just don't. I'm gonna leave it there. If you absolutely have to because you're checking up on me to see if I'm actually leaving you links to videos, that are about flagging, fine. Click on it. But other than that, just don't click. Don't go to MRA Vlogs on the. Oh no, it was not good. I don't care if he's double jointed. I really don't. I don't know who would. Who fucking would. Next, we've got the racial commentary community, which has been kind of heated lately. If you watch this video, this weekly flags recap, because you're looking for drama, go to the video with the Ven 8. It's mega drama. Like, holy shit. Like, it could be an episode of The Hate Club. Only, if it were, Callants would have immediately kicked the guy for using racial epithets. Whereas this racial shit goes back and forth, and they're like, give me your fucking address, I'm gonna fly out there and kick your fucking ass. It's fucking hilarious, and it goes on for a very long time. Awesome video. As far as if you're looking for drama, that's exactly the link that you should click on. Next, we've got Libertarian Realist 2, who can't for the life of him figure out why his video was hate speech when he's talking about the racial demographics of a country becoming weaker because it's changing from one color of person that he likes to another color of person that he does not like. And he can't really figure out why that's hate speech. And I'm not going to try to teach him, but maybe you guys want to. Link to his video in the description. Next, we've got a guy named Black Eagle GT. And he was flagged by a fan of the movie Django Unchained for trying to start a boycott of that movie, basically because he felt like it was denigrating African Americans. I really liked the movie Django Unchained, especially the horseback scene with the hoods. It's this uncomfortable, extremely long scene where they're like whining about the hoods, and it to me it was hilarious. But it was like an awesome movie. There was not a bad part to that movie, but he started a boycott, and apparently a Django fan didn't like his boycott. Oh, this ought to be good. Hello.
Hey, are you you recording right now?
Yes, I am recording right now. You have this uncanny ability to catch me while I'm recording.
Oh, okay. The thing I was going to say, though, is slightly private. Could you edit it out of the video?
No. No, I am not editing this video. This is one take.
I will call you later.
Good deal.
Okay, bye.
Guys, that was Watcher Azazel. Apparently, he doesn't want his private stuff all over the interwebs, but good on him for realizing that I could be recording. Next in the racial commentary community, we've got Miss QT Style, who she's got really good energy in her rant. I really like the way that she speaks. Check out that video. Then we've got Jay Miller Speaks Out, which it's a really funny video. Then we've got a bunch of others. Rated D to the Second, who has been part of the Flags recap before. He's not learning his lesson. We've got World News Australia, who it's a shame that they have the name World News Australia, for having so many racist things. Sometimes good names for a channel just get wasted. We got Lou Gracia, Blood Achia, and Blood Achia's video has good drama energy as well. Then we've got some guy named Eugenics Levy, who is admitting to DMCAing Von Helton, and not just admitting to it, he filmed himself filling out the DMCA form, so we would have like a little bit more proof that the person who DMCA'd Von Helton was Eugenics Levy. He put out the proof himself, and that's pretty much the only way you ever know who flagged who, is if someone admits it. So there you go. Next, we've got the gaming community, which suffered a whole bunch of DMCAs and flags. Some of them from original content providers, and some of them from other people just being douches and not liking that somebody else made a review of the same game that I did. Oh no, But anyways, the biggest thing that happened there was Captain Sparkles had his video Minecraft style have a whole bunch of content ID matches put on it, and basically it's blocked in everywhere. And he worked very hard on it. A lot of people saw that video already. If you've seen the Minecraft style video that Captain Sparkles did, then you know how much work was put into it. It was a very good video, and he's got his lawyers working on it, I guess. That's what he said in his video. Next, we've got DJ Clayface, and what I have to say about this is, dude, you are a fucking sicko. You are a creep. You got flagged for an upskirting video of Dead or Alive 5. Okay? If you zoom your camera in to see the girl's panties, like right there in their fucking crotch, you are a fucking sicko. Okay? And I am normally like a flagging abolitionist. I do not like flagging whatsoever. But dude, I understand this time, because you are a fucking sicko, okay? Then we've got Real Wars 2, who was flagged for gaming, but I really like the drama in his voice, in his explanation of it, so I've labeled that in the description box, so you can click on that. But pretty much all the rest of them in the gaming community, you could skip. I mean, I've listed them. Mad Again, Mad Gamers, Swadloon, Shofu, and all the rest. Just skip over all of those. They were flagged. They get on the list, but really just the first three in the gaming community would I click on if you were just interested in the drama. Now, on to the interesting category, things that I just picked out just to make sure that I spoke about them. There was Sherry Lee Laird, and she had a video where I cannot figure out which category of mine that I would put her in, because it's like, when you dig deeper into the history of what happened with this flag, it's like, do you put it in the racial community because of some of the things that were said, or because she calls someone a Satanist? Do you immediately put it into the great debate community, when someone gets accused of worshiping Satan? That is pretty much the domain of the great debate community. I don't know how to categorize it, so I put that aside. I just realized that I skipped over, in the great debate community, KrensharPaw. He has been telling me that he has been flagged by either Brett Keane or Happy Cabby once again. I will be sure to keep that in the links below, but he does deserve mention on this. And that wasn't caught by my aggregators. He's been sending me personal messages on that. Next, we've got I'm Your Herpes 7 versus Cancer Man. And I'm Your Herpes 7 reminds me a lot of the Phantom Lion, in that the character that he's portraying, he's got a burglar mask or a ski mask pulled over his face, dressed in all black, looks like a trashy version of Batman, okay? And he's basically just throwing insults at a guy named Cancer Man. I do recommend watching it. It's train wreck. It really is. Next, we've got this is new. Two guys, both flagged for talking smack about NFL teams. Apparently, people's emotions got really heated towards the end of the season, where teams were going to be either in or out of the playoffs. And so Eric PABC and Hawkinest and some other user named 49 Cent that I couldn't track down, but apparently he was flagged too. They're all talking about football and getting flagged. And the last one in the interesting category that I left in there is a guy named Rampage, who he got flagged by the Content ID system when he put in the tags of his video the words Hobbit and LOTR, which is Lord of the Rings. It's the abbreviation. Then he took the video down, re-uploaded it without putting Hobbit or LOTR in the tags, and YouTube's automated systems didn't catch it. So apparently, just putting those words, which I haven't tested it, I don't plan on it, but apparently just putting those words in your tags, you will get flagged for, don't monetize that video. Next, we're on to the inappropriate category, which this is where I'm just going to start wanting to pull my hair out. First, we've got Desi Darling, who was flagged for a tickle challenge video because it seems that people are going around to these teenage girls and daring them and challenging them to do certain videos that they know that they will get away with flagging them for. If you are a teenage girl wanting to make videos and taking requests from the crowd, you are going to get flagged for tickling each other or putting salt on your arm and squashing an ice cube down on it, or doing something else that's not exactly safe. All sorts of things. Next, we have KMAD22, who was flagged for another challenge video. She was flagged for putting a sock in her mouth. Because apparently there's a sicko out there who's got a foot fetish, where his fetish is he wants a used sock to be stuck into a teenage girl's mouth, okay? And then there's another guy who gets offended because he gets turned on by that. Hello?
Okay, was that long enough?
No, I'm still recording.
Okay, now what? Fuck it, this isn't so private it can't just go into the MCO. Could you please make Al1981X aware that my girlfriend's sister has just passed away unexpectedly? I'm not going into any of the details of that, and for that reason, the second part of our interview will have to be delayed. Just send him a link to this video.
Your girlfriend's sister just passed away, so you're going to be not available to do an interview.
Yes, I'm going to be giving comfort to said girlfriend, so...
Okay.
Yeah.
My condolences.
Thank you.
Well, this is a fuck of a way to learn something like that. Al, don't expect to be interviewed anytime fucking soon. Next in the inappropriate category, we've got Jamichelle the Harris. And she was flagged for giving birth in a YouTube video. And the thing about that is, there are videos on YouTube of people giving birth. It's like full nudity. But they have like millions of views on them. Millions of people have watched these videos. This girl gets flagged, and she was actually trying to hide her vajayjay during the process. Like, she was editing and stuff. And it's like, there are people who've just gone out and said, well, full nudity. Let's just hit record and record for 30 minutes and then they'll get the whole, birthing process. And she was actually like trying to hide, until like she actually had to show her vajayjay. She was, editing it out, and she still got flagged. Horrible thing. But next we have Mitch W808, who was flagged for what he calls a daggering video. And if you don't know what daggering is, there are many sorts of dance floor dancing videos where basically people are dry humping on the dance floor. Okay? Daggering is a guy going apeshit, bumping and grinding the girl as if he's just having sex with her. Yeah. But it's clothed. It's like dry humping. And he wonders why he got flagged. Next, we have BBW Forever Fan, who was flagged for a BBW video where a BBW was trying to get a pair of panties on and was unable to get this pair of panties on. Again, and wondering why they have been flagged. The Ed exit video got flagged for having a video of an abscess on an elbow that was being drained. And I don't understand why. It's gross, but not really something that I think should have been flagged. To me, it's like a medical video, just like the birthing video. Next, we've got Whisper Flower, who was flagged for a video of a bare arm like this, like moving every few seconds, and then whispering. And this is in the category of the ASMR video. And if you don't know what ASMR is, as a meme, basically it's people who are whispering and like trying to set off this. It's like an epileptic seizure that some people claim to be having, where they get like a head rush from whispering and certain types of videos. Next we have Pudge Lover 8877, who she got flagged for a vid about her pudge. Not really going to go into that. Then we've got With Love Angie XO, who is a 14-year-old girl who was flexing her muscles kind of like a bodybuilder. And she got flagged for that. And I can see where like a creepo guy might be like staring at her body. And, you know, it says 14 years old, so I could see, you know, maybe the angle that somebody justified flagging her video down for, but really it was like she's fully clothed and she's just showing off like all of her muscles. Next we've got Petite X Juliet, who was flagged for fingernail fetish balloon popping. Holding a balloon in front of the screen and then just like, you know, the balloon noise, apparently. That's something that somebody thought was it needed to be removed from YouTube because somebody rubbing their fingernails against a balloon gets them off. Urbanist Game, he got flagged, and that's his second strike. And he basically goes up to women and tries to chat them up and tries to take them home with him. And he's thinking about leaving YouTube because of that. And we've got 19KYO95, who basically was flagged for softcore hentai. It's people who like anime cartoons drawn into porn. Need to Lose 10 was flagged for showing off her body, and not really in a very suggestive way. IWW Wear It was flagged for modeling a sundress, and I didn't really see anything wrong with that. It's nothing that you wouldn't see on like a runway modeling. The Boobs and Ass channel was flagged for guess what? Luxord Timet was flagged for playing in the shower. And these are things that these people should know. They should fucking know, you know. Moob Dude, a dude who has moobs, was flagged for his moobs. And apparently he thinks there's a difference between hairy moobs and shaved moobs in how much he gets flagged. And then we've got this guy, Jack Callahan, who got flagged for basically filming his wife down her shirt, and he labeled the video Female Visible Heartbeat, and I'm not buying it. Dude, you're just like downshirting your own fucking wife, and you're passing it off as, oh look, you can see her heartbeat. Everybody like that's the interesting part of the video. No, cleavage is the interesting part of the video, and you fucking know it. Next we've got Link 2944, who was flagged understandably for putting up video of a school fight, which is against the YouTube terms of service, because it goes to bullying. People who lose the fight don't want the video footage of them having their ass kicked all over fucking YouTube. But this guy's not letting up. He's calling it free speech, yada yada. Dogu Shop, or Doggu Shop, was flagged for having a video of a baby jumping up and down on a Rottweiler. And the Rottweiler looked like it was just about ready to eat that baby. It didn't, but they labeled this video, and it was somebody else's video to begin with, and they labeled it like, look, see how the dog's mouth is like showing like it wants to bite? They need to get that baby away from that dog right away. Like, they tried to label it as an educational video, and they still got it flagged down. Even though they were trying to like do the right thing with it, I guess. Next, we've got a channel called Matt Wilson, who I don't think that the channel is Matt Wilson. I think that the person that they're making fun of is actually Matt Wilson, and it's a parody channel, kind of like the things that Tommy Parkey does. And it probably got flagged for the sex scenes in the videos that are being used to bully this man named Matt Wilson, whoever he is. Next, we have Chloe Amani, who was flagged for showing her feet in a video, which is something that, pretty much every week we can count on Rob Lester, Mimica, we can count on Glute lately. Those three we can count on them being flagged. We can also count on one person at least being flagged for showing feet in a video. Because somebody out there is so offended that they're turned on by feet that they have to flag down every video showing feet because it gives them a boner. And they're very wrong for flagging down these videos, in my opinion. Anyways. Oh, man, this is... I really did feel like I was on the wrong end of YouTube. Okay. Can't Stop Catching 'Em All got flagged for a video where they were just swallowing knives, which is an unsafe act. It kind of falls under the whole don't build a bomb, like a dry ice bomb, and put dry ice in a bottle and throw it on YouTube because that thing could have blown up in your hand. Don't be lighting fireworks in your hand in a video on YouTube. It's against the terms of service. And knife swallowing now is apparently just as bad, even though there are trained performers who do it all the time. And last of the videos that were inappropriate was Lady of Suicide Tendencies, who was flagged for talking about suicide. Because even if you talk about suicide in a manner where you're saying, hey, here's my feelings about when I was suicidal, but here's a phone number to call if you're suicidal. Even if they do stuff like that where they're like, trying to get people help, if you talk about suicide on YouTube, you can get flagged down. YouTube just doesn't like people talking about it at all. And surprisingly, the video that I thought that would be flagged down in the inappropriate category was a video of a 3-day-old diaper that a guy wore his diaper for 3 days, loaded it up with 10 pounds of crap, and then he changed his diaper, and then he just had to take video of the giant 10-pound turded up diaper. That video, that gets to stay. All this other stuff that I've talked about, like the beauty of the birth of a human child, that has to go. But 10-pound turd, that gets to fucking stay. Anyways, I'll leave a link to all the rest of the not so important flags, or uncategorizable flags. And I'll leave a whole bunch of anti-censorship, anti-flagging links as well, just like I do every time. And I'm sorry it took so long for me to get back on top of things to where I could do another one of these recaps again. I'll try to be a little bit more punctual next time.